What's up, y'all? It is AJ Speaks with you here. I know I probably mixed about like a week or two. Had a sinus infection that threw me out of the loop. Okay, I ain't trying to watch nothing, record nothing, Jesus. Okay. Before we get started, let me give my shout outs to Club Cocktail, the Sunny Margarita 10% alcohol. Okay. Look, this is my stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I love this. But honey, we are here tonight to talk about Teen Mom OG, Season 9, Episode 15, Agree or Disagree. Or agree to disagree. Excuse me. It ain't hit yet, so it ain't this. I just made a faux pas, okay? But if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like, share. I hope you come back so we can just talk. I'm just a regular old girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get on here and just talk. Talk about these shows. They give us this entertainment. We gonna talk about it. Why not? That's why you on AJ Speaks. You feel what I'm saying? So let's jump right on into it. The first person we're gonna talk about is Maci. Okay, first of all, we start out this episode. I'm proud that she is finally talking about something with herself and not her son. I'm glad the producers got her right on that because I'm so tired of hearing about Bentley and his daddy. Now, let's talk about you and what you got going on. So I'm happy that we were able to talk about Maci for once in seasons, because we really haven't heard a lot about Maci. So we get into Maci, and she was saying 6 months ago she was in this gas station situation to where gunfire was exchanged or whatever, and I can understand how that could be traumatic. That can, she has PTSD. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? She went into a bathroom. She locked herself up in the bathroom, and she remembers all the key moments from hearing the gunfire and having to lock herself in and things like that. So I can imagine how that's hard for her. I really can. So basically, Maci's in a point to where she's like, Taylor goes and fills up my car if I need to go fill it up. But, it's to the point to where I know I need to get better. And I give her a lot of credit for that. She's a fellow Leo like myself. So it's a lot to really push yourself and really want to, get better with yourself. Because you know that you got it in you. You know what I'm saying? So I know that she really wants to be better. So that's what's up. So she goes over to her mother's, and her mother was telling her that, I've heard of people purposely putting themselves in a situation for it to get, to see how it goes, for you to really put yourself in a situation, and that's your best way to cope. And so Maci was like, what? Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe I should try that. And I feel like that's a good situation too, for her to put herself in that situation or whatever, for her to learn how to deal with it and hopefully to get through it. Not necessarily over it. Eventually she'll get over it. But for right now, we're just thinking about getting through it. So I'm with that. So, it really wasn't too much with Maci's segment or whatever, but she spoke with her therapist about saying, hey, I've been thinking about going to the gas station, stuff like that. The therapist was just primarily saying it's basically what you want to do versus what you feel like you have to do. So if you feel like you want to go, that's one thing. But if you feel like you have to go, that's not going to be good. Because either way, it ain't going to be pretty the first couple times anyway. So as long as you want to do it versus you feel like you have to do it, that'll work out best for Maci's favor. So she ends up talking to Taylor. And Taylor was just like, whatever you want to do. I really like Taylor. He seems very supportive or whatnot. So he was just like, whatever you want to do, even if you don't want to do it, I don't mind going and filling up the truck for you. And she was like, I appreciate it, but I really want to do this. So we end the episode with them arriving at a gas station. I don't know if it's the gas station that everything happened at. It probably wasn't. But still, they arrived at the gas station, and we end with her in the car having a panic attack. Like I said, it's understandable. You have PTSD. I can only imagine how I would be in a situation to where my life is almost lost. So I give her the credit for at least trying. And I guess on the next episode, we'll see how it turns out. If she ends up getting out of the car to pump the gas, if she drives off, we'll see how that turns out. Next person we're going to talk about is Amber. First of all, Amber, just because you bored don't mean that you got to enroll in school, ho. You don't gotta roll in school because you bored. Because this is what it sounds like to me. You trying to get in school because you bored and you don't have no man trying to keep your attention and your kids don't want nothing to do. Well, your oldest child don't want nothing really to do with you. That's what it sounds like. But I'm going to mind my business. And sip my margarita because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Because ain't nothing coming out of my pocket. I'm minding my business. But anyway, we get to Amber and she's talking about she wanted a college degree. I'm not bumping her getting her education. I commend people to get their education. I have my education. I don't put my personal stuff out in here, but I have education myself on a very high level, must I say. But my thing is with Amber, are you really going to stick with this? Because it just seems like you bored and want to do something. So it would really shock the fire out of me if she really keep up with this. It would really shock me if she really go through with this. Because she doesn't seem like the person that has the attention span. But anyway, she talking about she want to get a college degree in neurological psychology. The reason why she want to do that because she been diagnosed with different mental illness herself. And so she's just like, this is what interests me. And that's what's up. Go with something that you're passionate about. Something that you want to be curious about. And that right there gets you through. For me personally, with me being in school, once upon a time, baby, I've been out of school for like 4 years. I ain't got good. Cause baby, them tests and them papers, I can't go back. I was telling myself I wanted to go back, but honey, the Lord's working on me. Cause I just can't. But anyway, honey, she gonna do the damn thing or whatever, and I pray everything over it well with her. And so basically, she had to turn in her GED transcripts and stuff like that, waiting on everything to be approved. She talks to her mama. Her mama's just saying, "Hey, you've been through worse stuff, and I feel like that you'll be good." And that's what's up for her mama to be motivating for her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she needs. She needs somebody that's motivating to her. And it also seems like her and her mother's relationship has gotten better because it used to be shaky. Okay, so that's good. That it's gotten a lot better. We cross over to Christiana. I want to say it's either Christina or Christiana. It's one of the names, honey. Gary's wife. Okay, we cross over to her and Leah. She's doing Leah's hair. You can tell Leah a little tomboy or whatever. And she's like, I don't want nobody to comb my hair. I said, honey, I understand. Woo! Because I keep this low on purpose. I'm gonna let it grow out. Because I know my man want me to have my fro back. My fro used to be huge. But anyway, it's not about me right now. So, I feel like I'm everywhere. Blaming on the Club Cocktails Margarita. And so, basically, Christiana was talking to Leah. And I felt for Christiana because, first of all, both of my parents are living. And baby, I'm not ready for them to go. Now, as much as my mama and my daddy can get on my nerves sometimes, Lord knows I love them. But as much as they can get on my nerves sometimes, I'm just not ready for them to go. So to hear that Christiana lost her mama at 16 and her daddy at 18, that is crazy. Like, that, man, I feel for her because I just couldn't imagine, even with me being damn near 30, I just can't imagine losing my parents right now, especially back then, because she was still a child. Even at 18, she's still a child. I don't care what nobody says. She's still a child. And so I felt for her. Then the biggest thing I took away from this was, Christiana wants to go to nursing school. And one thing her mama told her is that nobody can take your education away from her, from you. And that was a word. I hope people caught that because can't nobody take my education from me. I may not always act like I got my higher level of education, but baby, can't nobody take away that expensive piece of paper from me and the loans to remind me of it. Can't nobody take that away from me. Although, aka hackers, if you can get into the loan system, nail net for me, and you can erase my loans, you let me know. Hit me up. Okay? Because I don't need them loans. I'm tired of them loans. Anyway. Moving on from that, honey. So, she asked Leah, you want to go to school after high school? Leah said, I don't know. Leah, I ain't mad at you. Listen, my biggest thing is when I have kids, I'm not going to force them to go to college, but I will let them know, if you're trying to live this type of life, this is the best way to get it. If you can find alternative ways to live this type of life or whatnot, to where you ain't struggling living paycheck to paycheck, you do you. But just know, I ain't finna be taking care of you for the rest of your life. That's on them. That's on them. If Aaliyah, first of all, she got her daddy. I don't think her daddy went to school. Got your mama. She just now finna go to school, but she ain't really, she ain't seen her go to school either. So now she don't feel like she has to go to school. And these kids these days feel like getting on TikTok and getting on Snapchat and Instagram. That's gonna make you rich. Just OnlyFans too. So why do they feel like they have to go to school? So people probably was feeling some type of way that Leah probably was like, I don't know. No, she had the right answer. And I pray that she either finds something that's going to fit her, to where it's going to make her live the life that she want to live with the education or without one. I hope she goes, but if she doesn't, honey, she'll figure it out. She young anyway. She still got time, thank God. But hey, it is what it is. But honey, moving off of Amber, we're going to get on Catelynn. Honey. Baby, y'all can't tell me no different. Let me tell you something. I'll make this short and sweet. We got 2 people left after this. I'm going to try to keep it under 25 minutes because it's too long. Okay, so first of all, y'all can't tell me that Catelynn does not want Tyler to get better. I don't care what you say. Sip on that. Okay? She does not want him to get better. She doesn't, because you can tell in their scenes, in their segments, you can tell that Tyler is coming to his senses. He is coming to his senses with this ketamine treatment in conjunction to his therapy. He is coming to his senses. Tyler said he's having flashbacks of him being, 7 or 8? No, 8 or 9. He was just this innocent, fun kid, and this, that, and that. And he's having segments to where he's having flashbacks to where he was 16 or 17 of being this more angry and things like that. He's going back in his lifetime and realizing what fit him and what didn't fit him and what made him the person that he is today. And that right there is going to scare a person like Catelynn, because she afraid. Let me slow down, because I'll be preaching a good word. Okay. She be realizing, okay, and that's my English right there. I already know. I don't care. I'm in my zone right now. She is realizing that boy is becoming woke to what has happened to him. And he's diving into the hurt that he's come upon in his past time. And how that made him to how he is today. And how it's going to affect him now and forever. And Catelynn knows that it's a possibility that Tyler can be like, you are more to me, you're more of a hindrance to me than somebody that I can prosper with. So she'll sit up there and be like, oh, well, did you realize anything? That right there stood out to me when she asked him that. It for real stood out to me when she asked him, did you realize anything? Because she's afraid for herself that it's going to make him have that epiphany again. I probably said that wrong. Don't care. That he don't want to be with her. And here y'all are. You don't want to spend $20,000 for y'all to pick out a boy. And here you are having a girl again. He ain't got a boy from you. You think he going to get a boy from somebody else? Every man want a baby, for the most part. Every man want a baby that's a man that's going to pass down his name. Every man does, baby. It's the way of the world. And you already know that once upon a time, the boy did have a sense that you wasn't going to work for him. But see, I feel like he went back to Catelynn because he felt bad for her. He felt bad for her. They're trauma bonded. And what I mean by that is, they have a lot of trauma in between them to where they bond on that trauma. Just like he said he was, so I can make sure I don't get in trouble. He was inappropriately touched as a child. His mama slapped him for whatever reason. And Catelynn had some things go on in her house too that we saw in previous seasons when she was younger, even at the beginning of this. So they've both been in trauma situation that links them together to stay together. But when it comes down to it, them folks ain't got nothing to keep them together. I don't care what nobody say. That boy can still take care of them kids if he not at that house, and she know it. So, baby, these ketamine treatments, I'm happy that he getting these treatments. He needs these treatments for him to realize that he needs to have some happiness within himself so he can continue to do what he needs to do. I'm happy for Tyler. And I'm not trying to break up nobody's home. I don't want the kids to live without either parent in the household. But when it come down to it, if one parent or both parents ain't happy, them kids gonna figure it out. Kids feel things, they know things, they may not know the context, but they know. And I really feel like it's best for them to be apart. For them to live their lives individually. But see, Tyler feels so bad for Catelynn, it's gonna take a lot for him to leave her. And Catelyn's scared that this newfound treatment that he getting, to where he having the visualizations of this and that and that and this and that and that, you know, making him become more aware of himself, is going to drive him away from her. And she knows that. But you know what? I ain't going to tell y'all nothing else. I'm not going to preach on that because it ain't my man. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We're going to go to Mackenzie. Honey, first of all, one thing I need to know about AJ Speaks. AJ don't got no kids. Okay? See that dimple? AJ ain't got no kids. I don't have time. Y'all hear this silence? Man at work. Dog in the back. American Bully, to be matter of fact. Okay? So that's my baby back there. No kids. But let me tell you something. My time coming. I want somebody that look like me and my fiance. You know what I'm saying? I do. Not right now. We need to get some things in order or whatever, but I want somebody that look like me and my fiance. I want the production of it. I do. But let me tell you something. When Bronx hit Mackenzie in her face, baby, that was enough for me. That was enough for your girl. Let me explain something to you. I wish my niece and nephew would. They're older now. I think, 12, 13? I know my niece is like 20. Oh, girl. No kids getting old, but I wish they would. But let's back up a little bit. Bronx School. This is the I want to say he's the youngest because I think it's Gannon, the daughter, and then it's Bronx. So I want to say he's the youngest. Excuse me, y'all. Sinuses. I'm so sorry. I know it's disgusting. Live with it. Love you too. So they just sit up there and call Mackenzie saying, hey, we need you to come pick up Bronx because Bronx is bad as hell. In modern terms. He's bad as hell. They even call her when she on her way, or however the cameras make it look. Call her and say, where you at? She's like, I'm on my way. Okay. Teacher come out with Bronx. This is my lunchtime. I only got 15 minutes left. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Teacher pissed. Trying to watch her little badass kid. She pissed. And I would have been pissed too. All the sin. Okay? Would have been pissed too. Pissed. So she get him in the car. We don't hit people, okay? But she's looking in the rear view. We don't hit people. He's like, okay, I won't hit people. Oh, whatever. I know what'll make you not want to hit people no more, baby. that upbringing that I had. Because the look that my daddy gave me and what they gave me on my... I was a good kid. For what I could get away with. I was a good kid. You got me. Listen. You think I'm at the... Okay. It ain't about me. Getting back to Mackenzie. You crazy. Y'all crazy. So she sits down with her friend. Her friend come to visit. She sit down with her friend. She's saying that they keep on calling her about Bronx behavior. And he up in there in the classroom talking about some butt crack holes. Butt crack holes? What y'all been saying around this child? How he know about some butt crack holes? I ain't even heard about no butt crack holes. So somebody is saying something around this child. He's seeing something that he shouldn't be seeing. That's something that's going on at home, possibly. It could be something that's going on in school. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's something that's going on to where he has picked up on it. So what y'all doing at the house? And what is he doing at school? Because I honestly feel like he's getting it from the house. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't stay with them. But still. So, we move on to the next scene. She in there, they in the living room. And all of a sudden, Bronx walk off and just hit her in the nose. Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. Once again, AJ don't have no kids. And there's a reason why. But let me explain to you. It wouldn't be me. Your child should not be hitting you at all. And when she sat up there and was like, Josh, Bronx just hit me like really hard in the nose. And Josh just looked like, but you call yourself the authority, having authority? Because I think I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Authority? Honey, my pronunciation is horrible. I can admit that. I'm human. And I ain't worried about it. Not worried about it at all. I ain't worried about it at all. I live my life. But you want to be an authority. And this girl, you saw that girl. I'm pretty sure you saw that boy hit that girl in his nose. You know what flashed through my mind? What flashed through my mind was, if it wasn't editing, let me make sure I put this little disclaimer in here. If it wasn't editing, you okay with him hitting her? You ain't say nothing, but you wanna act like you are the authority in the household. So we didn't see on camera that he said anything to him. She's trying to get them to go brush their teeth. It's time for bed. Da 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 da. Okay. So they go. Eventually. I wonder how long it really took. Because, baby, let me tell you something. For my mama and praying to goodness for me, I only should tell you one time. I don't have time to be repeating. Because let me tell you something. For my future kids, if I'm up in here slaving and stuff like that, for you to eat, for you to play, for you to have clothes on your back, for you to do whatever else that you need to do, and some of what you want, but mostly what you need, you gonna respect me. I don't know if that's what that is, but baby, I ain't gonna tell you more than once. And baby, you train a child in which they should go. So they gonna learn with their mama. Mackenzie, you got a ways to go. But anyway, we get into the kitchen and she's talking to Josh and just saying, I don't know what to do. His school keep on calling me saying basically he bad. They concerned. He bad. She afraid that they're gonna expel him. Yeah, they're gonna expel him. Nobody wanna sit up there. These teachers got multiple kids in the classroom. They don't got time to be sitting up there trying to look after your kid. They don't have time for that. They don't have that to do. They don't. Yeah, they probably will expel your child. And if I'm not mistaken, before she moves to Florida or whatever, my bad, y'all. My computer be going black. I'm gonna have to change my screensaver. But kind of this Mac, I swear. Before she moved to Florida, I forgot where they were. I forgot, but she already had truancy on her ass. So it wouldn't surprise me with them trying to do whatever else to you about your child being bad. They will expel him. And for my people, they get the Department of Human Services, Child Protective Services for us, baby. And they try to put our kids on medication. Okay? So I'm pretty sure they probably gonna give you more chances than they would us. But they gonna do the same thing to you. Okay? Y'all ain't want to hear that today. For me just saying that, I might get my video taken down. I don't care. Because you gonna hear this truth. All y'all gonna hear this truth. So for her to sit up there and say he might get expelled, ain't no might. You better get your child together. Because don't no teacher have time for that. Not at all, baby. Not at all. Josh is just sitting up there saying, well, he's 4 years old. He's a boy. He'll grow out of it. Okay. Keep that mindset if you want to. Authority. What are you doing for authority? Now, let me say this. I'm not saying that I'm all for spankings. If you can find an alternative way to parent without having to spank, kudos to you. But baby, that's not how I was raised up. So I'm trying to see how y'all authority is and how Josh's authority is in this house. Because if he grew up in the house that I grew up in, wouldn't be having these problems. And baby, my mama told me straight up. My mom was an educator. I ain't gonna put her business out here. But she was a principal. Embarrass her if you want to and have her lose her job. Because how would look for a child, she not being able to control her child, but trying to be over this school. My household didn't play them games. And even if she wasn't a principal, it would have been the same thing. You go to school to learn, not to show your ass. And I don't care if you 4 years old. I don't care. Because apparently he understands. But anyway, honey, I ain't gonna preach to y'all. Josh don't want to believe that something could be wrong with his child. And Mackenzie is like, something ain't right. A mother knows. Whether he acting out from the grandma dying, may she rest in peace. He acting out because it's a new environment, because they moved. Acting out because Josh ain't consistent. Acting out because he just don't know how to express himself. Something is going on with their child. And for Josh to sit up there and act as though ain't nothing wrong with his child or really caring to really figure out what could be wrong with his child is a problem. It's a problem, folks. It's a problem. She ended up getting in touch with Dr. Sheets. Dr. Sheets is a child psychologist. And it was so cute because Bronx got on there. He was like, hey. He was like, all right, okay, love you, bye. And she said, love you too. That's how you do your job. That's how you do your job. But basically, they met with her, excuse me, on Zoom. And she was just trying to understand where they both coming from between Mackenzie and Josh. Josh is just saying, I just think he's just a 4-year-old boy. And Mackenzie says, she's more the easygoing parent to where Josh is the more punishing parent. And she feels humiliated from getting all these calls about Bronx. And so basically to sum it all up, she's just like, the therapist, Dr. Sheets, is just like, We just need to work this out. They get off. Get off the Zoom. Josh is just like, how can she stoop down to his level? And Mackenzie's just like, this is what she specializes in. And baby, you need this. Because he's just 4 years old right now. And it seems like he probably in like a Head Start situation. Imagine what it's going to be when he get into public school. Okay? I don't care what you are. I don't care what color you are. Imagine when he get in public school. They don't have time for that. They don't have time for that. So that was what it was on them, honey. Hopefully she get a reign on her son because that don't make no sense. So we getting on to Cheyenne. Honey. First of all, this is if I'm not mistaken, because I've been looking at this franchise for a while. I've been with them since them children were kids. Because Cheyenne came on here late. But as far as Amber and Maci, or should I say Leah and Bentley, I've been with these kids since they were born. And it is so funny to see that Cheyenne is talking about her sister in this segment. That lets me know that Cheyenne ain't got nothing else to talk about. But I want to talk about how you really love Corey and Zach is just somebody just for a rebound. That's what I want to talk about. Because that's what he is. Got me fucked up. That's what he is. I need to quit. But for real, that's what he is. So, we get to Cheyenne. Cheyenne is talking to her sister Kyle. This is my first time, for real, hearing about her sister like this. Like, we see her in previous episodes, but as far as her having her pretty much her own segment, was just like, what the hell? But okay. Okay. Cheyenne's sister Kyle tells her that her and Boss gonna move up to DC with Maci. And if I'm mispronouncing his name, I don't care. Y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. Her baby daddy. Okay? It is what it is. Why do I act the way that I act? My mother said she prayed for me, so it'll be okay. Okay? So, she was saying they gonna move to DC. Cheyenne just like, the fuck? You gonna move to DC? Whatever. Well, I'm gonna call mom because I want to be a snitch. What? That was childish. I don't know if that was just part of the scene and Kyle was the sister was just a part of it, but I was just like, that is childish. I'm pretty sure she was gonna tell her mama. So Cheyenne be like, she ended up calling mama, hey, come on over earlier because we Kyle need to tell you something. The mama was probably thinking that Kyle was pregnant. Honey. The mother comes along. Mother comes over with David, who was the stepdaddy. Before then, Kyle was just asking Cheyenne, how should I tell him? Cheyenne gonna say, I don't think you should. Why did you call her then? You called her, Cheyenne. You called her. The hell is wrong with you? You called her. So now you're saying don't tell her? Or maybe she was just trying to tell her, just don't worry about it. Was that it? Anyway, it was stupid. So Cheyenne mama, I forget her name, and David. Because David fine. The stepdaddy is fine! Fine! Okay. Melanin fine! Fine! And to sum it all up, the mother ain't with it. The mother just like, why? David was like, and this is why I like David, not only because he fine, but David just kept it real. David was trying to show her support. Let that girl live her life. She grown. She don't gotta answer to nobody. She ain't gotta explain nothing to nobody. She grown, and y'all should support her decision. If this is what she want to do for her child, to be with the father of her child, that's what she want to do. She ain't got to explain that to nobody. Okay? Nothing. So at this point, Ryder was just like, no. The mama was like, okay, we need to talk about something else because I'm itching. Huh? You itching? You got the crabs? You got the crabs? Bitch, tell me. You itching? I just never heard that before. And I was like, you know what? This is where Cheyenne gets this from. This is exactly where Cheyenne get that spoiled self-centeredness from. It's from her mama. She gets it from her mama. Because I've never heard, I'm itchy. What? Child. So everybody just like, you know what? We want to talk to Maci, well, whatever the fuck his name is. We want to talk to him and see what his true intentions are. Long story short. And I'm just like, okay. I can understand it. And in a way, I can't understand it because at the end of the day, Cal is grown. Cal is grown with a whole child. She's grown with a whole child. She ain't got to explain nothing to y'all. So they end up FaceTiming with Maci. Maci was just like, listen. Well, let me start over. They FaceTime with Maci. The mother was just like, we just trying to figure out your intentions. And he was just like, I just want to raise my child with me and his mother. And then Cheyenne was just like, well, what about marriage? He was like, I'm open to that too. First of all, the biggest contradiction with Cheyenne is you sitting up there doing the same shit with Zach. You trying to figure out how you and Zach gonna mesh well together. So why can't your sister do that for her? Why can't she do that for herself? And you doing that for Zach. Just like the sister said, you trying to sit up there and figure out how you doing with your life, so why can't I do with mine? And I felt the sister on that. Sometimes you have to go through a trial run. Let me let y'all into AJ life. My parents hate that I shack. But shacking is the best way for you to figure out how you and a person gonna work out before y'all actually tie that knot. It's the best way. Okay? So it's the best way for her to figure out if her and her baby daddy gonna actually work as a couple or not. And it's okay. Even if it fails, she can come back home. That's what she can do. But you know what? I'm not gonna preach to y'all. Yeah, I don't want that. So basically, Cheyenne admits to Maci that they're codependent on each other. So that's why they're acting this way. And Maci was just like, I just want y'all to be supportive. That's what she needs, is y'all to be supportive. And that's correct. You need to be supportive. We don't know how this is going to go. It can go left, it can go right. We're going to pray it's going to go right. But I'm just saying, you don't know how it's going to go. But Cheyenne, don't be a hypocrite because you still trying to figure out how you and Zach gonna work. Because the way that you talk to Zach is not how you talk to Corey. Because you got more patience with Corey than you do with Zach. How you gonna have more patience for your baby daddy than your boyfriend that you with and that you see every day? And then you expect your sister not to feel some type of way when Zach is there every day with you, but she can't be happy with her man. Somebody. AJ speaking. I'm speaking. Because this is just contradictory. This is like, what the hell, Cheyenne? What is wrong with you? So we get into the scene with her and Zach. We can wrap this on up. I ain't mean to be this long. We get into the scene with her and Zach. And one thing that Zach said, I agreed with. Because apparently, Cal, the sister, is trying to leave for about 2 or 3 weeks. Get a place. Get it set up for Boz, who is her son. Get it set up for him and then come back and get him. Zach said no. What they need to do is try to involve Boz in that. And I agree with him. What you trying to do? Y'all trying to have a vacation without no kids? What type of sense that make? That's your son. Take him with you. Why are you trying to take him with you? Or even if you did not take him with you immediately, come get him after a week. But 2 or 3 weeks? Girl, bye. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Y'all just trying to have time for y'all. But what y'all need to do is, because y'all are a unit, you're a family, you need to involve that y'all child with y'all. But at the end of the day, Cheyenne is just concerned about how Ryder, not only, okay, let me start over. She would feel better if she knew that Cal and Maci were going to be a better fit because she hasn't seen it. So apparently, in hindsight, we would guess, excuse me, in hindsight, we would guess that Cal and Maci's relationship has not been the best. And it is what it is. I've been there too. And pretty much when it comes to it, it's just kind of like, okay, Cheyenne's just like, I would feel better if I knew that I've seen better. Okay, well, I mean, it ain't for you to think. And then she's thinking about Ryder and Boz. So her son and her sister, her daughter and her sister's son separating. And it just is what it is. Because at the end of the day, he need his daddy around. So, honey, I really, truly did not mean to go over 30 minutes for this video. But I'm glad I did to get out how I felt. I hope you enjoyed this video, honey, with me and my club cocktail. And me and my pineapple peach vape. I really need to get off of it. I really do, but it's 0 nicotine. Ain't that crazy? I don't know. It's something about the smoke. I don't know. But anyway, don't judge me. But I really hope you come back and you chill with me and we talk and you leave comments and we're just able to talk. I just want to be out here and just have a good time. That's all I care about. Like, that's really all I care about. So I hope to see you on here next time. This has been AJ Speaks. Please like, subscribe, comment if you feel necessary to do that. Okay? And like I say, be easy.